Okay, so here I am chatting to you on the Funky Farmer channel, and to be honest, I'm not feeling very funky today. We've just had another milk letter from Muller telling us a bit of another milk price cut coming 1st of April. I think it's 1.35p a litre. And we've had a lot of these letters over the last year. I kind of haven't really updated anyone on the Facebook page or on YouTube, because it's kind of like, how much do you want to hear bad news? But and also, I mean, my channel, I try and be a bit upbeat and kind of like, you get to see a bit of inside farming and also family life. But I have to say, this one is kind of like another kick in the ribs, really, because we're continuously feeling a bit browbeaten now. The milk price just keeps plummeting, and we can count ourselves a little bit lucky, I guess, as we got a little bit of a formula contract left over from when we were at Dairy Crest, plus the fact we own the farm, which makes it easier for us, so we haven't got to pay a landlord. But it is a real struggle in dairying now. If you're not on an aligned supermarket contract where you get a kind of cost of production price, people like us are really struggling. I kind of think we're one of the lucky guys as well, really, because some people are on a lot lower than us if they're in a buying group like First Milk. But I kind of just sort of wanted to say, you know, what it does feel like to be in this situation, because, you know, a lot of people don't get the access to a farmer like me dealing with this sort of problem, and it is putting a lot of stress on our family, if you like, because it's sort of, you know, you wonder what you're working for, really. You can see I've got 2 young boys, and I sort of wonder what their future is, really, because, you know, where we go, and, you know, if we haven't got a viable business, we haven't got anything for them to come into. I mean, we're going to keep going on, you know, we haven't got to the end yet, and there's no way on earth we'll ever default on a bill or anything like that, because that's just not what we're about. And luckily we have got a bit of extra income off a few other little bits and pieces, but you know, for some people this is going to be crunch time, and you'll probably see in your local area, if you look in the back of maybe a local paper, you might see a farm up for sale or a dairy farm closing, because it is such a bad situation. Ironically, it is because of our own success, because a lot of farmers in the last couple of years have put extra cows on and produced more milk, and in fact they were encouraged to a couple of years ago because there wasn't enough milk, and now we've got way too much. And if you're on a contract for some of the bigger guys, a supermarket deal, you're not suffering, so maybe they're still incentivized to put a few more cows on. But for someone like us, it is just bloody nightmare, really. Luckily the cows will be out in a month's time, and then we got to take the stress off of all the work, but that doesn't help with the income issue. And I fear there is another milk price coming in beginning of April, because they are, you know, if I read the farming press, we're still talking about milk price cuts for the summer, because there's still a spring flush, because when the cows go out they produce more milk. So this is kind of like just a real update, really, of what it's like. You'll see me trying to look positive and do things on the farm, and I don't normally try and put a down on it, but this is just telling the truth of what it's like now. So carry on supporting UK dairy farmers. If you're English, someone watching this in England, buy a farm assured British product if you can. But to any of my fellow farmers out there, stiff upper lip, I think. Best of British.